Hello everyone and welcome back to another F1 My Team episode. Today we're here for round number 5 for the Spanish Grand Prix, the returning Spanish Grand Prix after a couple of seasons off the calendar. We are back and we're going to see if we can have a decent weekend here in Barcelona. First of all, if you haven't seen the previous episode, round number 4 for the Portuguese Grand Prix, go check it out. I'll leave a link up in the top right as always. And if you're going to enjoy this one, let's try and smash over 1,200 likes and subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel. Now in the background you can see we've gone through the activities and also renewed one of our sponsorships. Moving forward though to the next race, you can see here we go through all the R&D and all the activities we've got to do leading up to this race. And yeah, here we are then, round 5 at Spain, a track that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I thought I'd bring it back just to kind of mix up and spice up the calendar a little bit. In terms of weather forecast, no rain forecast, but a bit of overcast conditions in qualifying and some dark skies, but for the race it's going to be dry, so that's going to be good. And yeah, with that said, we can now jump into qualifying here at the Circuit de Catalunya. So yeah, let's see if we can get out of Q1, get into Q2, then eventually Q3. Our qualifying have been on point this season, so I want to try and keep that good form going. And you know, the last race was a massive turning point as we closed the gap to Verstappen, and we're neck and neck pretty much heading into this race in the championship. So currently on my first time lap here into the first chicane and getting up to speed with the circuit. I had an old setup saved up from a couple of months ago, and to be fair, we had a couple of issues with it and I was struggling in practice, and the struggles continued into qualifying as we spun through turn number 3. I managed to get reversed and get back going without causing any issues, as there was no cars around me on this part of the track at the time of the spin. I went and cooled off my tyres and went for a second lap. This time we managed to get through with no issues. To be fair though, because of that spin, you naturally drive a bit more cautiously and a bit more safe. And I think I overdid it a little bit because we crossed the line with a 13.1. We only go P14, which is probably not going to cut it. So we're going to have to go back out again. And with 2 minutes to go, that's exactly what we've done. We're going to start a fresh lap, fresh set of soft tyres, and we're going to go again. If we can just find like 2/10, we'll be more than safe. So yeah, down towards turn 1 then, we've got a car leaving the pits, and I don't know what it is, but since I think a couple of patches ago, the AI for some reason no longer get out of the way when they're on an outlap. I don't know what it is, but they just refuse to move, and we're going to get stuck behind Leclerc here throughout the entirety of the first sector and also into the second. At this point, I just kind of realised, you know, we're not going to pass him, so I may as well back off. We've got enough fuel, tyres and time, but that was a big block, which, you know, we'll go unpunished because the game isn't fully optimized. So yeah, 15 seconds to go, we're going to start one final lap, and to be fair, we're going to need this because we're P14 right now. We're going to have multiple cars crossing the line and improving straight away, so we need to find some time. Into the first chicane, nice and aggressive over the curbing there, but through turn 2, unfortunately I invalidate. So now our faith is in the hands of the gods. You know, we need to hope other cars around us don't improve. By the end of the lap though, unfortunately, we dropped the P17. You can see here we was 3/10 up on the lap, which I thought I'd do anyway just to see what the pace would have been. And yeah, it would have been about a 12.8. So yeah, a bit of a shame really, because we could have comfortably got through in P15 by a couple of tenths. Instead, we're out in Q1, and a bit like Imola really, round 3, a bit of a messy qualifying, a few things not quite going right for us, and we paid the ultimate price, and we're out in the first part of qualifying. So yeah, not really good. You can't really overtake around here, but we'll try and, you know, make that happen in the race. But strategy could play a key part. So let's qualify, let's jump to the race, and let's see if we can turn this one around.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Michael Schumacher, Carlos Sainz and Perez, Russell, Gasly, Bottas and Yuki Tsunoda, Latifi, Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo and Ocon, Giovinazzi, Lundgaard, Martinez and Mick Schumacher, Eilert, Schwartzman, Mazepin and Nobuharu Matsushita. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Now, P17 is where we're starting from for today's race in Spain. It hasn't been a great return to the track, I'll be honest. Qualifying was very messy. Having said that, I think we've got a bit of an issue with the setup. The car is very unstable. I tried to tweak it in qualifying, but I just haven't seemed to have gotten on top of it. I've tried a few different things and nothing seems to work. So we're going to take a chance and go back to the original setup and hope that I can drive through it in race conditions, which aren't usually as much on the limit as qualifying. And I've also made a bit of a tweak to the tyre pressures to drop them a little bit to see if we can avoid overheating and have a bit more of a consistent performance. In terms of strategy though, we're going to start in the medium and then go for a set of hards. It's going to be the alt-strat one stop around here. It's the kind of strategy that I wanted to avoid doing this season because it's usually quite strong, but you know, circumstances require, you know, desperation, and we're in a bit of trouble here, so I need to try and go for this. Now, fuel wise, we're going to go for minimum as always. That's going to help us out a lot in terms of the weight, and yeah, it should be a decent race. Again, if we can change our strategy, I'll have a look, because we are starting on medium, so we could do a medium soft or medium soft. We'll see how it goes. Either way, that's the beauty of starting on this tyre. It leaves the option open if necessary in case there's a safety car or something. So yeah, let's get into the action. Let's see what happens. Hopefully you guys are excited for the comeback. If you all leave a like, and let's try and turn this one around. Right, let's do this. We need to try and find something here today. 5 lights are on. And they're out and away we go. Good start actually to say we're on medium. Very decent. Down to turn 1, we're going to cover off the inside line. We've got 3 wide up ahead, so we're going to brake a little bit early just to be safe. That's allowing Ilot to get a look up the inside and get ahead. Meanwhile, we're going to take a very tight line through turn 3 here. It'll mean that we get a better run into turn 4. Getting blocked off there by Lundgaard on the apex as we try to get back past Callum Ilott here. Side by side with the Williams as we head down towards the next left-hander. No way through there, so we're going to have to just back off for now. Schwarzman behind looking for the move as well in the other Williams. As Ilott making a double move, by the way. In the meantime, we're trying to have a look at Lundgaard, but no way through just yet. Maybe here though, over the top of the hill. Lovely momentum on the exit. The outside isn't really where you want to be as Lundgaard dive bombs Callum Ilott. We have to get on the brakes, and I'm at risk of losing my front wing here. We have to get off the throttle, which is not ideal. That's costing me a load of time. We could have definitely cleared both of these guys by now, but instead we're still behind them, which is really not what I had in mind one bit, to be honest. Our straight line speed is going to be quite low, so I'm not planning on passing anyone, to be honest. We're running 811 wings, but we'll see. Ilott was briefly out of VRS, so that might just give us the run and the incentive to make the run on the Williams. Around the outside we go, leaving space on the apex, but we get the move done. And crucially, we've got ourselves back to where we started. I'm going to be taking my foot off the gas quite a lot through turn 3 there, just to be safe and not spin the car. But we've made the move, and we can go after Lundgaard next. And the yellow flag.
Okay, clear.
That's behind us. I think it's Ilott actually, so all that battling, and I think Callum's got an issue. So we're going to see a retirement. Will we see an early safety car or an early VSC?
Information on Ilott, they are out of the race.
No, looks like we're not going to get any of that, so that's fine by me. Let's try and crack on after Lundgaard. I wonder if we could have a look at Lundgaard here. The final sector is my strongest one. Maybe not. Oh, I get a warning instead. Far from ideal. Pace is okay right now, not flying.
Okay, if we continue to use fuel at this rate, then we won't have enough to reach the end of the race.
I feel like I've got decent pace, you know, top 10 pace maybe, but not a lot more. Strategy is going to play a key part here. We have to try and clear some of these medium runners if we can. That will really help us out. Oh, pretty close through here. Let's see. I think Lundgaard may have dropped out of the RS range of the car ahead he has. Look at this, it might give us the invitation. So got the inside into the hairpin, under braking. Lovely move, nice and clean under braking. Right, that's one down, up to P16. Let's keep pushing.
Michael is coming in for his stop.
So Michael pits, and I'm guessing a few others as well. They will definitely be 2-stopping this race as we get ourselves into the RS range of Esteban Ocon. Tsunoda's in there, Verstappen's in there. Worth noting Schumacher as well, so quite a few cars in the pits. Up to P11 we go. try and close in and pass Ocon if we can. Expecting more cars in the pits. Meanwhile, I'm flying on this lap. Purple sector 1. And I'm on for a personal best. Bit of a scruffy final sector, I will admit, but still a very strong lap. And I may even challenge Ocon here. Across the line.
Your MFD for a new strategy option.
Hang on, Jeff.
Got that confirmed.
Ocon kept on moving across there multiple times. I was having flashbacks to Imola where we got wing damage, but crucially, we've cleared him. That was a really key move there. Our straight line speed is actually pretty good, even though we're running 811 wings. We're very surprised. The Mercedes power unit is paying dividends for us. Right, we can keep going here. Definitely feel like I'm starting to really find some confidence now and find some pace, race pace that is. We've got one more car in the pits, that's Lando Norris for Mercedes, and we're now into the top 5. I believe this is net position if you work out the strategy. So if we can clear these 4 cars, we can win this race. Simple as that. Obviously easier said than done, but we'll try and give it our best shot. Ricardo's next up. You can see him struggling and weaving all over the place as he's trying to find grip. Yellow behind again. Another possible retirement here. We'll get confirmation soon. And will it trigger a safety car? If it does, we could box for hard and go to the end. It's Lando Norris from Mercedes. He just pit as well, but Lando's out of this race. We're down to 20 cars now. No safety car though, so we'll keep going as usual. Pretty close to Ricardo here. Unfortunately, I think we're going to enter a yellow flag zone. We're going to have to get this one done very quickly. Lando's pulled over at turn 3. Can we get Ricardo here? We're closing in. Just lacking a little bit.
Caution, caution.
Yeah, not ideal.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Oh my god, the dirty air through there was horrible. Trying to find a way through on Ricardo. Taking different lines, but nothing at the minute. Ooh, pretty close through here. I can now turn 9. Which we do. That was great. Right on the money. We're going to go for a late breaker on the late braking maestro. Nice. P4. Giovinazzi is next. We should see some cars starting to pit next lap, I believe, if they're one stopping. Oh, nice. Good exit through there. This might give us the run of Giovinazzi. Let's see.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
Going to go to the outside, I think. Oh, Giovinazzi runs it in very, very wide. We get a warning. A bit harsh, to be honest with you, but we're through. But we're on 2 warnings. Stroll, Latifi ahead of us, both Canadians. As we approach the pit window, this might be worth an undercut. Right, let's see what they both do then in terms of pitting or staying out. They both pit, so we're going to go one more. We're going to overcut. Whoa, that's not good. We're going to try the overcut and see if we can make it work. It's going to be a busy pit lane, so they might cost themselves time. Let's use all of the ERS and give it everything on this in-lap. This has been a great in-lap. Up by 2/10 on my PB. Just got to tackle the final chicane now and keep it inside the bollard. There we go. Now we just maximise this pit entry. Easy does it. Right, that was a very, very good in-lap. Let's see then. Lundgaard's P2 right now. He's having to pit right now. So Leclerc stays out. Is Leclerc the net race leader maybe? If so, that's surprising. There is a massive train of cars heading onto the pit straight right now.
Go, go, go.
Ah, missed my shift. Damn it.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
We're racing on exit. There's Latifi. And we're racing Stroll. Oh, didn't quite get it. I don't know why I didn't use my ERS all the way down to turn 1 there, but... Ah, damn. The overcut didn't quite work. That's a shame. I tried something different. So we're behind this train of cars, and I'm guessing all of these are mostly for position. I don't know where Max is. He's in this train somewhere, I think. But it's Perez who is the lead Red Bull. Either way, interesting scenes here in terms of strategy. And with the 1 stop and the 2 stoppers, I really don't know what the situation is, but we still have to pass Stroll and Latifi because they're going to the end. So it's important that we pass both of them on track. So we've got to try and work for that. Oh, yellow flag. Oh my God, Michael's gone. Michael's absolutely stacked it. Safety car deployed. Whoa. What's happened there?
We've been informed of an incident which has resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. The safety car is being deployed.
Okay. Now, this is interesting because Leclerc and Perez, who are 1-2 and they're heading into the final sector, they've got a pretty big gap. This is going to be very interesting to see how everyone feeds out. Let's stay on board here for a second because this safety car phase could be key. Which cars are going to box, which ones are going to stay out. I really, like I said, don't know what the strategy is with some of these guys. I'm assuming, and indeed looks like Leclerc and Perez are pitting. So we're going to be racing them here. This could be close. Under Delta right now, which is not ideal. Let's see, it's going to be pretty close. Got 2 seconds of Delta. A lot of cars are pitting, so that's going to help us out as we struggle for grip. Our hard tyres going cold. Got to watch the Delta now. There we go, now we can floor it. Racing on exit, but we've done it. We're P3. There is Leclerc, just behind Ricciardo and Perez as well. So, right, the race has changed massively. We've gone from P17 to P3. Verstappen is a long way down the order. Dare I say, even out the points. So, this could actually be a great race for us. All we've got to do now is pass the Canadian super roadblock chicane in the form of Latifi and Stroll, and we can win this race. So, let's see how we can do this. Well, safety car in this lap. Again, we've got the issue where we can't wheel spin, which is not ideal for the rear tyre temps, but we've just about got enough temp that I can probably get away with this. Right then, let's see, I'm really struggling to keep them rears under control. Let's see if he's going to lead us away. Stroll's going to be next. Oh no, God, that's what I mean. Why have Co-Masters done this? Why is this back in the game?
Green flag.
Oh dear, right, here we go. Under pressure from Ricciardo, we're going to have to defend by the looks of it. So turn 1, tyres are stone cold, but we'll get back ahead. There we go. Let's get back after the Canadians. I can't lie, the restart pace has been very strong. Latifi really pushing hard here, and Stroll as well, to be fair. I don't really have an answer. DRS is now enabled, but not really as close or as likely to pass as I was before on the mediums. Struggling a bit more on the hard tyre for balance and grip. Ooh, a bit of a wobble there from Stroll. Maybe this could be a chance. Nope, not quite. Stroll's getting good exits. Having said that, we may have a chance onto the pit straight here. A little wobble from Stroll through that chicane has just put me on the back of him. If I can stay close for this final chicane. Nice. Avoid the sausage curb. And now set this one up. Try to get the car rotated. Oh no.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Ah, damn it. 2 in 2. Let's get Stroll though anyway. Let's try and get him. Come on. Lovely. Easy move. Alright, let's get Latifi. Let's try and get to the front and then try to just limit the damage and maybe try and still salvage a podium. Okay, we've managed to drop Stroll out of the DRS range. That could be key in terms of the penalty. Let's see. We're not going to pass Latifi right now, but we'll hopefully get him on the next lap. And then after that, we'll see if we can maybe aim for P2. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Just missed the apex. Let's try though and set Latifi up here. Good exit. Really good exit from Latifi actually, to be fair. But here we go then. Using all the power. This is going to help build a gap to Stroll as well. The Alpha Tauri seems pretty quick on the straight, but we're going to make him move up the inside. We bang wheels. We'll double check for damage just to be sure.
Tyre condition is still looking good.
Lovely, we're good to go. Right, Ricciardo and Stroll battling. Let's see then. Do I have enough pace to drop Latifi? It's pretty close between us, but we'll see. DRS is very powerful here, but we can still win this. We're going to have to really commit though and take some big risk. Another warning. Number 4. I'm trying really hard to shake off Latifi here. I almost had it, but I made a bit of a mistake on turn 9. Again, I've almost got the gap here, but Latifi's staying within range. It's going to be hard. Even, you know, if we could shake him out of the DRS range, that's fine, but even then we've got to get the 3 seconds, which will be easier than getting him out of the ice range, but even then it's not going to be easy because if you look at the gap to Ricciardo,
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I'm not really pulling away. Oh, I'm struggling so much now. Purple sector 3. Still not quite able to though. The gap is 9/10 this time though. Let's see, this could be the lap if we nail it. I think we've got it. We'll find out in this next DRS zone. Oh, it's a mistake though. I think we'll get away with it. Yeah, we've got it. Right, let's see if we can pull away now. To be fair, Latifi's gained so much through that. Still on for a personal best, even with that mistake. I've got the gap to 1.8, but we're not going to get Latifi. I'm aiming for Ricciardo. Fastest lap of the race, by the way. What a lap that was. Absolutely perfect. I think if we can get P3, I'll be very happy. But now the AI are going to run full power on this last lap, so it's not over yet. Oh, here we go. Last sector. Ricciardo's been battling with Leclerc, which has helped. I'm just going to push flat out to the end. You never know what could happen. If I could get the fastest lap point, that would also be great. To the final chicane. We'll win it on track. But after penalties, it's going to be Nicholas Latifi who wins for AlphaTauri. We finish in P2.
Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
They've done it then. A spectacular victory here in Spain and a massive confidence boost going into the next race. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
As we await the winners to take their positions on the podium, one thing is clear. AlphaTauri have really shown their prowess on the track. This is a team that isn't afraid to take risks, whether that's on the circuit or in the new talent they hire. Today, those risks certainly paid off.
Well, I think I know what my YouTube video title is going to be. Something on the lines of who has won this race, or I can't believe this person won this race, or shock race winner, or something like that. Either way, Nicholas Latifi wins it, and I have to say, on merit. You know, he was really, really fast around here, and I only just managed to edge him out, but even then I couldn't shake him for the 3-second gap. So, GG, well done, Nicholas. We do get the fastest lap, but the 3-second time penalty sets us back to P2. 2 races in a row with time penalties. Not really something that usually happens to me, but, you know, we don't do Spain often, and that definitely showed here this race. Anyway, there's the top 3 with Ricciardo running up the podium. Leclerc P4 in the first of the Ferraris ahead of Sergio Perez in the first of the Red Bulls P5. Stroll, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Lundgaard and Sainz round out the top 10. And Max Verstappen misses out on the points. Big moment for the championship. I do wonder if Max got damaged or maybe had a grid penalty or got stuck in traffic, because he's not been on the pace here this race. Russell P12, Gasly, Tsunoda, Schwartzman, Schumacher, Bottas, Matsushita, Mazepin, and then Michael P20 out of the race ahead of Lando and Ilos. So those 3 out of it here today. In the standings though, after 5 rounds, we take the lead over Max Verstappen, and by 16 points, we're looking pretty decent. Very decent. Latifi with that race win up to P4 for AlphaTauri, and I mentioned in the very first race he looked very quick. And the switch to AlphaTauri has made him really fast. I've got to say, he's been very impressive. In the Constructors though, we're second, 34 points off Red Bull. We're not a million miles away. If Michael can get his sheesh together, then yeah, we'll be fighting for points and hopefully a Constructors title by the end of it. McLaren up to 3rd, AlphaTauri up to P4. So far, Latifi scored all of AlphaTauri's points, which is pretty insane. But anyway, there's a lot for the race, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more for that crazy race win. And to be fair, for a Spain race, I thought it was quite entertaining. Quite a few overtakes. I managed to get past a few cars and have a decent recovery from P17 on the grid. Nonetheless, though, as always, a big shout out to you guys, the channel members. I really appreciate you. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see every single one of you in the next one for Monaco, I believe. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.